Welcome to Inside PTI, weekly videos designed to give you the trial results you want, the agronomic explanations you need, and insights to set you up for success this season. On this episode, we're going to talk about soybean downforce. If you look back at Inside PTI episodes, episode 3, we talked about corn downforce, and today we're going to talk about soybean downforce. Obviously, having too little downforce on a planter row unit causes the seed trench to be created shallow, and you end up with shallow planted seeds. They have less moisture available for them, and those seeds that are planted shallow are going to emerge late, thereby reducing yields. But shallow planted seeds and too little downforce is only half the equation. The other half of the equation is we can also be too heavy. If we just say, I'm going to set extra downforce, there's a cost to that as well. It's created in compaction, created in the sidewall of the furrow, smearing of that sidewall, as well as compaction created under the gauge wheels of the planter that inhibit root development. Now, soybeans obviously have a different style of root system than corn, a taproot versus fibrous in corn. So is there a difference, or does downforce play a part in soybean development as well? So to do this study, we made 3 passes with 3 different downforce settings. The first pass, we purposefully set downforce too light. So it was a static downforce setting where we knew we were losing about 20 to 25% ground contact. The next pass was heavy, where we set manual downforce, but this time simulating a spring or an airbag set very heavy, heavier than what we needed to, and planning that pass where we had excessive weight on the gauge wheels creating compaction. Then that third pass was using the Downforce system to automatically sense and adjust to the changing densities of soil in the field so that the gauge wheel weight remained consistent. As we look at the results, there was a positive impact by having automated downforce control in soybeans, just as there was with corn. As we look at these results, where we were too light and lost ground contact, there's a 1.8 bushel loss in yield in those beans, equating, using our 868 per bushel, about $15.50 per acre, just a little bit more. But what about on the heavy side? You know, a lot of times I'll talk to farmers and they say, well, they're just soybeans. I just set my downforce, my airbags, I just set them heavy, make sure I get to depth. Well, what's the cost of that? We actually lost almost as many dollars in bushels per acre being too heavy as we did being too light. You look at the results here, 1.7 bushel per acre loss by being excessive or too heavy, about $14.76 bushels per acre from that heavy side. So it's very important here, as we see with soybeans as well as corn, that downforce is set correctly and we have a system that can measure and adjust. That's what Downforce does. It takes the guesswork out of having to set downforce. It makes it simple. You enable it, it runs, it does a great job. So today's Inside PTI agronomy tip of the day is soybean downforce matters, and getting it correctly impacts yield. Having too little or too much will cost us in that 1.5 bushel per acre range. That's all we have for today. If you have any questions, please reach out to any Precision Planting Premier dealer or email us at InsidePTI@precisionplanting.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next time on Inside PTI.